It's real breakfast hours. Eat breakfast to fuel up. Today's breakfast is...
I had salad and grapes.
And I had some chocolate chip Eggos.
Welcome back.
To real breakfast hours, number 24.
Ooh.
Working that 24/7 RBH 24/7.
Oh yeah, so good. Okay.
We have a good number of submissions this time because our very committed fans heard us lamenting submissions last time, which we much appreciate. I guess you want to go first to find some of the ones that people sent in.
2 from my mom. One last week, my mom sent.
Oh, that looks good.
I know it looks like. What do you think? French toast. There's some blueberries on it.
Yeah, and obviously
like
syrup.
A blueberry syrup, or yeah, and then maple syrup too. So that looks really good. And then yesterday she sent some toast, some fried eggs, bacon, and a bowl of watermelon. Although that watermelon's looking a little pale for my liking.
Delicious.
And a cup of orange juice. And then my dad, I think, also sent 2. He definitely sent 1.
Oh, I'm getting stacked.
He sent the same thing, but like his plate of it. And then I just have 3 from my parents. We do have a submission from your grandmother, but yes. I feel like, in fairness, we should just let that one be.
No, that was for me. I told you when we were there that it counts as mine, because I asked her if she wanted to come on to breakfast with us.
That's not fair.
It is fair. You have her number. You could ask.
Bro, why am I gonna... That doesn't make sense. We were together. Are we gonna both message her to ask her to go to breakfast and we face off and see who she wants to go to breakfast
We'll
with?
do rock, paper, scissors over her breakfast and see who gets the point. But I'm taking this one. I told you then I was taking this point. What is it? What is even in the picture? She got...
It was waffles.
Oh,
and
that's
it's
right.
Got,
it was like a red, white, and blue American flag waffle.
Yeah, so it's got strawberry, banana, blueberries, and whipped cream, and I think that's just syrup. And then, did you get an egg on the side? Is that what it was?
Yeah, that looks like an egg. And you can see my sausage on the picture. We had a kind of a funny one from Jugs on the 28th, which would have been after our last recording. Mm-hmm. He called it breakfast. He was meal prepping. Him and his wife they made 8 meals, and it was the first thing they ate that day. So it was breakfast. Looks like some chips, possibly Cool Ranch Doritos, actually. Some rice. What is that? Some salmon. That actually looks good. Potatoes and asparagus. I'm not an asparagus fan, but
He's an asparagus hater.
that looks. Well, I'll still eat it though.
I like asparagus actually. Though.
I'm very good at making myself eat food I don't like. And in college, when they would have vegetables, like I would try to eat vegetables at dinner in college, even though it was the dining hall food. And sometimes the only vegetable option was asparagus, and I would still take it and eat it, even though I hated it. But and, that looks like a nice, healthy, nutritious meal and well portioned. So good job, Jugs. Even though it's not technically breakfast food, it was the first meal he ate that day. But if we're going to roast anybody for that, it has to be Crowell. Did you see the sad thing that he sent in?
It's a burger.
It's a gas station cheeseburger for breakfast.
I would eat it. I would do that. I like a warm breakfast, so if it had to be a burger, I would do it.
Yes. No, that's true. And you know what?
I'm not a hater like some people.
At least he's up.
Actually...
the cat. Oh my god! He never makes noise like that.
What? Are you okay? Are you okay, man?
He just played with himself too hard? What's going on? I don't know if the camera picked that one up, but he just...
It wasn't even he growled.
Yeah, I've never heard him make that noise. Oh, Mr.
Mr. Ra,
You're getting very excited this morning. What did you have for breakfast, Mr. Ra? Some Friskies?
No.
Some kibble?
Oh, I guess the wet food is Friskies, but the hard food is Meow Mix, I think.
Meow Mix and Friskies. He eats good in this house.
Yeah, except for some people will be haters and say, that stuff is bad. You have to feed them quail eggs and bone marrow and all this stuff. I'm like, dude, let me just tell you that every time I bring this cat to the vet, the vet techs, they swoon over my cat, okay? They go...
He's doing the exact same thing again.
They go... Sorry. They go, his coat is so nice, his fur is so nice, it's so soft, it's so beautiful, what a beautiful pattern he has. They say he hasn't gained or lost a pound, he is exactly the same weight he was. Can you see at all what he's doing?
He's playing with he's playing with the toys that have catnip in them.
Oh.
So he's going sicko mode over there, and that little white llama, and he's bumping into the shoes and stuff. God, what a hero.
He's really having a day. Yeah. Is that any other breakfast you have? Or
yes, I believe that was it. I think Kev had sent a breakfast, but it wasn't his. It was like a YouTube video breakfast. Mm-hmm. And I was like, looks delicious. Doesn't count though. So we're still tied, which is good. But we need to win, boys. Come on, let's pull this out. What else? Let's see.
Well,
we need to recap.
We have to recap real fast.
We got a real recap. We got a sports section. Because the NFL is back, baby. I'm jumping in right now. We're just hitting that real quick. The NFL is officially back. There's only been one game in the regular season so far. It was on Thursday. Mr. Rod, don't interrupt me while I'm talking about football. His little toy is making noise now. They played on Thursday. It was the Lions and the Chiefs. Anybody who knows football will tell you that they were expecting the Chiefs to win that one. I have one friend who is a Lions fan, and he was like, don't worry, bro, they're going to win this one. They got this. Even he was saying, though, I might be coping. Perhaps they won't win. But I believe. I did not believe. Mr. Rob, please. Watching, I just saw him like lunge out from behind the couch in the corner of my eye. He's distracting. The Lions ended up winning. I believe it was 21-20 or something similar to that. I can't remember the exact score. But that's because, let me pull up his name. This is what I was doing before we started recording. I wanted to make sure that I had the right name for this dude. His name is Kadarius Toney, which is quite the name, and he's a receiver for the Chiefs. He was targeted 4 times by famous quarterback Patrick Mahomes, who you know is very good. Mm-hmm. The ball hit this man in the hands like 4 times, and he dropped all 4 passes. It was bad. Like, people were making jokes about like, wow, this guy must have like bricks for hands or something.
Oh, now I see why he's red and they're saying.
Yeah, to the point where we're gonna put this picture on the screen.
Okay.
I need you to edit this one in. Look at this. Do you see where the ball is?
Yeah, like right in between.
It's in his hands. He's holding the ball like this.
Yeah.
Literally, like, I don't know how you drop this.
Just
But you know what happened in this?
No, I don't watch.
The ball, even though it was in between his hands in a perfect pass, seemingly perfect catch, it then bounced out of his hands into this guy's hands, who ran it back for a pick 6.
Wait, what is pick 6?
The other team got a touchdown.
Oh.
Which is why now people were making memes like the Lions player of the game was Kadarius Toney, a Chiefs player.
Do you think he's gonna get fired?
I don't think they'll fire him right away, but if he keeps playing like that, he will. To the point that people were making these memes. The XFL is like a minor league football league. Get ready to learn XFLEs, buddy, because you might be getting out of here. I hope they don't fire him. I'd be shocked if they did after one game, but it was a pretty bad game. I think he'll get another chance. They do like to redeem people in the NFL. They'll see you muck up a pass. Oh my. But I think that's part of why he kept getting the ball thrown to him.
Yeah. Because
they wanted him to be like, all right, pal, we saw you drop that one. You saw you really blunder and give the other team a touchdown. We'll give you another try. He messes that one up. We'll give you another try. He messes that one up.
It's like, maybe just stop.
But it was only one game. It was only one day. Maybe next week they'll target him again. If he has another game like this, it's over, bro.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Rough.
So, the rip... hopefully not quite rip yet to Kadarius Toney, but it was funny and very embarrassing. This concludes the football section. Tune in Sunday night for Patriots to get slaughtered by the Eagles.
Yeah.
Pain.
Okay.
But soon enough, I'll have my Patriots cup instead of the other ones.
So, last time we filmed was 2 weekends ago, right? And
yes.
I had updated on the Six Flags thing then. So then what we really need is like this past week and the week before, but I don't even remember if anything special happened that week.
I don't really think anything happened during the week. It was more of just we had a busy weekend.
Except that I had my psych exam.
Which went well.
It did go well. It was harder than I thought it would be. It was one of those things where I've never really had this happen to me on a test before, but the like vignettes, like, you know, they give you like a really long question stem because it's got to give you the background of the
right.
Like I feel like this has not ever happened to me before, but I literally just got like tired of reading them. I was just like, oh my god, like in such a way. Like, I mean, I've definitely gotten tired of taking a test before, but it was more, it was just like this very odd, specific feeling where I was just like starting to not care. And I was just like, I hate this. I don't feel good about this. I don't want to read any more of these questions. Like, it was a whole thing. So, I don't know, that was weird for me. But that was okay, because I still passed. I did good, too.
Yeah, what score did you get?
That's a great question. What was it? It was like 87?
Yeah, I think it was in the high 80s. So, she didn't just pass, she did well.
Yep.
I think when people hear, at least I passed, they're thinking like, barely passed.
Yeah.
There's nothing barely about an 87.
I know. I'm like one of those, the worst, because I always do that. I'm always like, oh my god, at least I passed.
She does it every week. She's like, oh my god, guys, in the group chat, I think I did so poorly. And then I'll say, be quiet, Michaela, we know you got an 85. And she's like, I don't know, this one might be different. Parentheses, it's not. It'll be the same. And then it is. So, another 85 or something.
It's even worse, because I think this year, all 3 tests I took were like around like 87, 88-ish.
Yeah, so I understand it's anxiety inducing and you get stressed out and you're a high achiever, so you want to do well. But you're fine. You'll be okay.
So I had that. And then that was like last Friday. And then over the weekend we went to Connecticut. That was really fun.
Yes. I also just realized I think I'm wearing the same shirt as the last episode of Real Breakfast Hours.
Disgusting.
Which people might think I don't change, but I have to wear this shirt this time. We're going to a concert.
Yes, but we'll get there.
Yes.
So we went to see his family for your mom's birthday, even though it's like really past that.
I mean, that's not even really why. It's just, it was for Labor Day.
Well, but like we were saying that we wanted to go down to see your mom because we hadn't been, like it was originally when we were planning it. It was
I don't think we went down at all in August. Yeah, we missed. I hadn't seen my parents since like mid-July, probably early July, because we didn't go for her actual birthday, even though we were planning to. Or I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, oh well, I'll come down sometime in August, and then it just never panned out. So, yeah, first weekend of September was the first time I'd seen my parents in like 2 months.
Yeah. It was fun. We had the like little get together thing.
Yeah, my aunt had a little like picnic party thing at her place. There was a dog, a pool, a grill, that type of stuff. That was fun. Then went home and hung out by. Oh, that was after you were chewing, so I will keep going.
Sorry.
That's okay. Then the next morning, we got up, and you know what we did? We played Baldur's Gate. Which came out that weekend.
We went to the church thing.
Yeah, we did that. Sorry, I skipped one. I skipped something. I'm so all over the place. We did so much that weekend that I lose track of where it went. So, Friday night we came down. Saturday morning, or Saturday at noon is when Baldur's Gate released. We were able to play split screen on that, which was super exciting. A lot of new games. I don't know what this trend is, but they've started removing the ability to play couch co-op, which, if you know anything about games, that was sort of like what all old games were. There wasn't internet, right? So if you wanted to play a video game with a friend, you sat next to each other on the couch, handed them a controller, and said, "Jump in, pal." But new games don't really do that a lot anymore, so it was really exciting that this one did. It took us like 2 hours to actually get going because of character creation taking a while. And then Lindsay's internet was being a problem. And then the split screen itself was being a problem. So it was just a combination of all three of these things all at once. It ended up being lunchtime, so we stopped to eat. It was a mess. It took us like almost 2 hours to actually start playing. But it was incredible when we did. Then we went to my aunt's for dinner and to hang out. Came home, went to bed, obviously. Then played more Baldur's Gate. Yeah. Sunday morning, we went in to see my grandmother. We went to church, and then we went and got some brunch, which was very nice. And that was where that waffle picture comes from. The place that we got that waffle was when we walked in. They had like an exterior section, and the woman was like, "Well, it'll be a 15-minute wait, or you can sit outside. But I must warn you, there are bees outside.
Lots of bees.
Lots of bees, and it makes sense considering like my grandma's plate. The bees would have been all over that, man. The whipped cream, the fruit, the syrup, all three of those like super sweet things. It's like heaven for a bee.
Yeah.
So we ate inside.
And it was really hot out.
Yeah, it was quite warm.
And then that night we went to the casino.
Oh,
and
there was some cover band for like
just all
80s hair metal. Yeah.
And but we were like, that was for your mom.
She loves that. My mom is funny. She's like loves Van Halen and like Guns N' Roses and Journey and all that style of music. But she's also like an Adele and like Mariah Carey fan. Like those are the two kinds of music she likes. Country music.
But we were like, let's do some slot machines and things. Well, you wanted to play blackjack too, but
right. But go off on this.
So okay. So we've been to 2 casinos so far in our lifetimes, and both of them had this Game of Thrones one. The first time we ever went to the casino, I did that and I like won a good amount of money on that. Well, like $80 or something. I don't know, maybe 60. So I was like, I have a good feeling about this, right? So. And then the last time I had done it, I didn't really win anything. I kind of just wasted my money on it. So this time I was like, well, let me try the Game of Thrones one. Because it is also like kind of fun to do, that one. They play like little scenes in between if you like hit something good. But it was not working out. I like threw $20 down the drain doing that. And I was like, enough. I will hear no more of this nonsense. And then I got up and I left. And he wanted to go to the blackjack machines. So I was like, okay, I'll go find something near there. And I had heard on TikTok from people who do this a lot.
Which might
gambling
be concerning.
Addicts. No, it actually is, because a lot of times they'll be like, you have to like put in a lot of money and then you're gonna like lose some, but when you win big, you're gonna win big. It's like, maybe don't listen to those people in that regard, because like that's how you like lose all your money.
Hey, you know what, Michaela? 99% of gamblers quit right before they hit big.
So true.
You can only lose 100% of your money, but you can win 1,000% or more. So do the math.
Anyways, so I'm like, one of the things they say is to go to a loud machine, because those ones are apparently like set to win more often, maybe, or like whatever, because they want other people to see that you're winning or hear that you're winning, so then they gamble more. So you gotta go for the loud machines. And I found there was like some leprechaun ones like not too far from where his blackjack ones were.
Yeah, she was about like 15 feet behind me.
So I put in my like credit thing, because I just like I'd put in like 50 on the other one, so I had like 30 left or something, or maybe 20 left, I don't know. So I just put that in, and this one, the lowest you could bet was like I think 80 cents. So it was like 80 credits or whatever. And so I did that. I was like, let me hit the lowest one, and I hit it once, like nothing happened, and I hit it again. Like literally on my second try of hitting it, it like started doing all sorts of stuff. It was like, you got free spins, which at the time it gave me like 14 or 15 free spins right off the bat, which I didn't even realize. And when it's in the free spins, it kind of just like does its own thing, like it just is going and going. And then there was like these coins that you could get, and then it would be like, if you get 3 coins, this symbol will turn into a pot of gold, which is how you actually like get the money stuff. So basically it just kept doing that. I got more free spins while it was doing that. I got pots of gold, so I was getting like, a few dollars every couple of spins. But then a few spins, there's like these mini bonuses, and like of course there's like a max bonus or like a major bonus or something, but the mini bonus, first it gave me one that was like $20, and then it gave me like a $50 mini bonus on top of all the other like little bits of money I was getting from the pots of gold and stuff. So by the end of it, like, I have the ticket that I pulled out. It was like, because right after that, I did like 2 more spins or something just to see if it would like hit anything else. I was like, okay, I should probably just take this out because I just made a lot of money. So the like little ticket I took out that I had to cash in was $169. But I think I'd put like $20 in, so I guess I really made like $149 or something.
Yeah, made $150, which is good.
So
It's
that
not.
was nice.
It's some ridiculous, I won big at the casino, but
To me it is.
she did turn a profit, and that's the important thing. And it was funny because she actually forgot her money at home, and we went with my parents and my sister. And we were on our way there, and she was like, "Oh crap, I forgot my money." And my dad goes, "Well, how much did you bring?" And she was like, "Well, I wanted to bring $100." So he's like, "You just pay me back." So he gives her a pair of 50s, right? And then when she cashed in her $169, they gave her a $100 bill. She walked up to him and said, "Keep the change." Which was funny. But
Yeah, that was pretty good.
yeah.
So that was really fun. Love the casino.
Yes. The only thing that would have been better is if there had
We
been
should close that.
Oh, good idea. Where the blackjack was, they should have given me a drink. That's okay. I broke even at blackjack, so totally fine.
Yeah, came out with his $11.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was Sunday. Then
Pretty much just came home on Monday.
Yeah. After the casino, we like sat around the fire. We had s'mores. I had a few drinks. Went home on Monday.
And then, I mean, there's just, I don't know, well, your work week was busy, I guess.
It's very busy. I travel for work. The other people who have my same job title were traveling, so I was like the only engineer in. I had some support, of course, but it was extremely busy in the customer support zone of my job. Like, it was a short week. We had Monday off. By Wednesday, people were going, "What a week, huh?" For 4 days, or for 3 days on a 4-day week, people are going, "Oh my god, this week." It was extremely busy. But some of you probably know this about me, I can't take work home. As soon as I exit the building, I don't have a job. It's done. It's over. So I don't care. It's fine. I did what I could while I was there, and I'm gone. When I'm not there, it's not my problem. So some people aren't like that. I know some people who simply can't not take work home with them, like not because their work makes them, but because their mindset is just that they need to. Yeah. They're like, "Oh well, I didn't get it done. I want to get it done today." You're not getting paid to get it done at 8 p.m. in your house, pal. So yeah, I just could not be me. Let's put it that way. So it was busy, but not busy to the point that I was pulling my hair out or anything like that. Just acknowledging that, wow, it's not usually like this.
Yeah. And then my week, I mean, since we're just starting a new system, which is heme, or we say heme, it's like hematology and a little oncology too. This is like blood stuff. It's like I was learning about anemias and things like that. But we didn't have class on Monday, although there was an asynchronous lecture, which is really annoying.
Despicable.
Yeah, they're like, "Here's a day off, but you still have content you have to watch." I'm like, and it was like 4 hours.
Did you have to watch it on Monday, or could you?
I mean, I didn't have to watch it on. I still haven't finished it. I've watched like 2.5 hours of it, and there's like 4. But yeah, and then it's just been a lighter week because, well, in second year they try and not put as much lectures that you have to be in person for, especially now. The first neuro and psych, it was more, we had to be on campus a lot for it, but I think starting now in this section, a lot of it will be either asynchronous or there's just not as many in-person lectures, because we're supposed to start studying for boards, so they're giving us more free time to study for boards. But to me, I'm like, Baldur's Gate 3? Because I didn't get to start playing it solo until Monday night when we got home, or Monday afternoon, because he had his PlayStation. So it was either we played split screen, which meant we had to play on our multiplayer one, or he was playing solo on his, but I didn't get to start a solo run until Monday, and I kind of wish we had done it. And I mean, obviously I wanted to play it, so like we had to start on multiplayer at least. But on the other hand, it's like I'm the type of person who takes her time playing video games, especially like that, because I want to check everything and make sure I'm not missing stuff, and I want to like look at everything. So some of your friends have already they had already started playing it, or they had watched lore stuff of it, so like they already knew. So some of them were like, it was just like going way more fast paced than I would like.
Games like that are curious because for a lot of things, if you have a group of people, you have to go the pace of the slowest individual. Like if you are like marching like an army or something, the slowest group is the one that sets the pace. Like you can't start unless everybody's there. A video game is the opposite. The first person to get there is going to like teleport everybody else to them. So if you're not done in your room, but the next person's already fighting the boss, suddenly you've all been teleported to the boss, and now you gotta fight, or you gotta talk, or whatever. So it goes at the fastest person's pace, which can be troublesome. Now, in theory, we're supposed to play our own games. You're supposed to take it at your own pace, do it your own way in your own playthrough, and then we have a fun, zany, chaotic group playthrough. But you're right, it was a little problematic because the first playthrough was the group playthrough. We're not done with it yet, where I'm definitely further in solo now than we are in the group.
Yeah, me too. But, like, I want it to stay like that, you know? Yes. I don't want the group playthrough to get ahead of where I am in the solo, because then it kind of just ruins it, because even, like, because you like to make the decisions, but when someone else goes to talk to someone, they make the decisions, and obviously you have to like split that because you're in a group, so it's more fair for everyone to get to do something. But it's still like, oh, I want to be the person making the decision. So
especially because it's not like you walk up to a person and you have 3 dialogue options that are the same for everybody, and whoever's steering picks them. You have entirely different dialogue options, so it's not, oh, I wanted to do A, but you went with B. It's, hey, wait a minute, I have a C option. Yeah, well, I have a K option, so we're gonna go with that one. Like, it's a whole different thing.
And in that, like, you don't get to do the same combo multiple times for most of them. I think there's a few you can, but most of them, it's like whoever gets there first does the combo, and then no one else can do the combo. So if it's our first run through, I didn't even know like what I could have said potentially, you know, because it is different based on like your class and stuff like that.
Is your solo class the same as your?
It's not. I'm a sorcerer in my solo, and I'm a wizard in our group one.
Very different, in case you're unaware.
I think they're like kind of similar in some ways, but yeah. But still, it's just like, I don't know. I don't want to basically get like spoiled from the multiplayer one, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I guess it's not because I am actively playing it, but because of like other people choosing or like going too fast, like it kind of is, it does feel a little bit like it's getting spoiled. So I definitely want to be ahead in my solo game. And, you know, as a result of playing in groups, it sometimes gets a little frustrating because one person does one thing and then all of a sudden now you're all fighting like 15 goblins.
Yeah, goblins.
I know, I almost said it. And it's just like, I didn't want to be in this situation, but it was thrust upon me versus like if I'm the solo player, I'm like, okay, either I accidentally walk into something and I'm like, oh god, let me reload, or like just try and get through it, or I already know that stuff is coming up, or I can kind of see, so I can like decide maybe I shouldn't go into that room that has a bunch of people in it that will probably attack me.
Yeah. We can talk about Baldur's Gate forever. I want to ask you about the Githyanki and what do you think is going to happen in our group playthrough, like, or how many times are we going to have to reload that fight, all that wacky stuff, but we'll take a chill on that one. Let's see. So then, last night, Friday night, what did we go do?
Whoa, we went to go, okay, so Death Cab for Cutie, one of my favorite bands, and the Postal Service. Well, I actually don't know that many of the Postal Service songs, like probably whatever Postal Service song you know is what I know, you know, like Such Great Heights, and they have a few that like got really popular. Anyways, so actually the lead singer for both, Ben Gibbard, I think is his name, he's the lead singer for both. The Postal Service also has like a female singer, but Death Cab for Cutie is pretty much just him. Anyways, so Death Cab for Cutie put out they have an album, Transatlanticism. one of my favorite albums of all time. The Postal Service has another album, Give Up. They both came out in 2003, so it's both of those albums' 20th anniversary, so they're going on tour together, but it's really like mostly the same people. But they're on tour together, and they're just like playing through those albums. And so we went to go see it, mostly for the Death Cab for Cutie. We did leave during the Postal Service set. Like, I was having a good time, but then we were like, well, we don't want to deal with all the traffic going back, and I don't care about the
There was a good number of people there.
Yeah, so we're like, okay, we'll leave a little bit early, because at least I got to see all the Death Cab for Cutie stuff, and we stayed for like a little bit of the Postal Service set. But it was so good. I got a tote bag, I got a shirt. I'll put in, like, we took a selfie with the tote bag and stuff, so I'll like put that in. But it was so fun, it was so good. I've been wanting to go see Death Cab for Cutie pretty much ever since I first heard Transatlanticism, the song, which is on the album of the same name. And it's just
15 years ago.
No, because I think I first heard that song in Beastly, and I think that probably came out like early 2010s.
It's 10 years ago.
Yeah, probably-ish. 10, 13 years ago, I don't know. Something like that. I don't know, I can't remember when Beastly came out, but so it was just very good for me. Although, there were some moments that I was just like, what the heck? Like, for example, people smoking weed, or I guess like probably just doing dab pens or something, or like vape pens, but like the weed one, so I think this was a dab pen, right? Like in the concert, cause we were in the standing room only, like kind of in the pit. So like I was like, I didn't like ask to smell a bunch of weed around me when I came here. So I don't know how like that was for you, but for me I found that to be
people at concerts just like think they can smoke weed. And,
yeah.
like, nobody cares.
And, like, it would be one thing if we were out in an outside venue, but this is, like, it's inside. So
the place has gotta be no smoking, right?
Right. Well, that's the other thing is, like, how did you get this in and they didn't... Because usually don't those things have, like, metal on them? So you'd think the metal detector would set it off. Or, like, they would find it, but I guess, I don't know, maybe if you're a girl, you just put it in your bra and then no one really, like, goes in there. But anyways, I was like, I don't even know how you got that in. It's so obnoxious to me. And they were already selling, like, alcohol at the venue, so, like, it's like, do you have to smoke weed? Like, just have a beer like a normal person.
I think that's probably one of the biggest things. Like, a lot of the argument about marijuana is that it's similar to alcohol in a lot of ways, which is fair. However, one of the major, if not biggest, differences is you can have a beer and not impact anybody. You smoke weed, everybody around you now knows you're smoking weed, you can smell it and stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm like, you know, just anything where you're doing like the vaping or the smoke and stuff, like that all has a scent, which can already like upset people. And also it's just like okay, if you think about it, if that was like a cigarette, like no one would be happy about that because you get secondhand smoke from that. I mean, you can kind of get the same thing from weed. Not exactly the same, but like people get secondhand high.
Yeah, nobody is going to stand in the middle of the pit, literally shoulder to shoulder people, and start pulling out cigarettes. Like, no, nobody's going to do that. But they'll do it with weed because they think that it's okay.
Yeah. And the other thing I noticed, well, I guess I should have thought, I kind of was like, I wonder if it's going to be more older people because I guess the albums did come out in 2003 and I was literally 3 years old when those came out. But I guess like it still struck me when we got there.
It's a good number of 40-year-olds.
There's a lot of like 30, 40, probably plus year olds. I was like, oh, this is weird because people on TikTok will like make jokes about millennials and not like the young millennials, but like the millennials who are like 30 and 40s. Yeah. And that's just like what it felt like. Like all the jokes that people make about those people on TikTok, I was like, oh, this is who I am amongst right now. What kind of joke? Well, usually they make it more about the kind of videos they make where like there's just a certain way like millennials talk on when they make TikTok videos. They'll be like, I just did a thing.
Yes.
And like obviously it wasn't that because like it's not a video, but like they just had the same energy. Specifically those like 3 or 4 women that were in front of us, and then the one woman, first of all, she was one of the people who like was smoking weed, and I was like, of course you are, or doing a dab pen or whatever.
You just looked the type.
She just looked the type for that. And if you've heard Death Cab for Cutie songs, like they are mostly pretty chill songs. They're kind of more of a like a let me sway a little, let me like just, you know, a little bit. She's going like
there, not just her. There was a number of people who were like thrashing at a Death Cab for Cutie concert. bro, like, if you know anything about the type of music that people thrash to, it wasn't that. You know, like, we're going to a metal concert. It's a silly baby metal concert, but it is still metal. But like the tempo, the like genre of music that you know do all this to was absolutely not what we were at yesterday, and people were still doing it. Like, bro, this you could ballroom dance to some of these songs, and people were throwing themselves all around the room.
It was like a really weird experience. And because we've been to metal concerts, I mean, we're going to one tonight, and we've been to like, you know, Law Dispute, post-hardcore. I've been to Panic concerts, which is like, not, I wouldn't call it metal at all. And it's not really a thrashy one, but I have recalled that people like have, once when I was at the House of Blues to see them in Boston, there were some people who were like trying to kind of mosh to it, which is like a little, that's weird for even Panic to me. But I can see it more than doing it to Death Cab for Cutie, so it was just really weird to see people dancing, like, any more than just a little, like, shoulder shimmy, or like a, maybe like a little bit of this on some of the, like, higher, or more, like, upbeat songs, like, more of the higher, faster tempo songs. But, like, they were just, like, it just did not match. You would think they were listening to another song.
Yeah, like, I've been to death metal concerts and stuff like that, where, you know, it's this tiny venue, and they're like, they split the pit and people like crash into each other and people are throwing elbows and stuff like that. You could have like, it was like you plucked one person from that and dropped them in the middle of this crowd, and everybody else is kind of just like standing there swaying a little bit, and then there's like one out of every 1,000 people is just like going nuts. You know, like, what's going on?
What is happening? And she was one of those, so it was just like a whole combo of things where I was like, oh, I do not like this woman that's in front of us.
And then she passed out.
No, she wasn't the one that passed out. It was someone next to her.
Yeah.
I don't even think they were associated, but I think she did help bring that lady back, which was nice. So yeah, some lady did faint. Probably was also smoking weed or had done drugs before. I don't know. It's like, I'm just assuming, like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean?
I feel like if it couldn't, it's probably not alcohol. I feel like if you had enough alcohol in your system to just fall over like that, you might throw up too.
Well, but I mean, like, maybe they had something else. Like, if you
could have been
mix things, then I could see that more. So yeah, they could have been cross-faded.
Regardless, she probably has something in her system, and she fell over and had to be escorted out.
Yeah. And then it was really funny because, like, some of the staff people, like, came through with flashlights. Because we were like, are they looking for the lady? Because she's already gone. Like, people already brought her out. Or, like, they trying to, like, crack down on, like...
I think they were looking for her because one of them had a backpack that probably had, like, water and stuff in
No,
it.
they were. But then everyone was like, she already, like... Someone already took her back. So...
Yeah. And they were late, too. It was, like, almost 10 minutes since the...
Well, that's what I was trying to get at. I was like, they came through, like, minutes later. I'm like, if there was something seriously wrong, like, that would be a really long response time. But it was also the kind of thing where I was like, well, if she hadn't gotten up, like, I think both of us probably would have jumped in, but especially me, because, you know, at least I'm in medical school, so I know, like...
And I hate being a bystander.
So, we would have... But, like, she got up and they brought her, so I was like, okay, she's fine. They'll get her to someone who can give her, like, water and check her out, but...
Yeah.
Because they do have, like, medics and stuff always at those events.
And cops
so.
and the like.
And cops, yeah. So it's like, you know, as long as she's standing and, like, able to walk... I mean,
yeah,
with
she was
support, but,
standing, like, walking, her eyes were open.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm not so worried that I feel like I need to jump in on this.
Yeah, she's probably just exhausted or really high, fell over, needed some help up, and needed to get out of there.
Yeah. But it was really fun overall. And then we got home, we played more Baldur's Gate.
We got home at probably 10:20, played Baldur's Gate until like 1:30 in the morning.
Oh, it was so fun.
And I want to play more, so
yeah?
bad, but we can't. We got things to do today.
Unfortunately, we have to go, well, not unfortunately, it's going to be fun. Yeah. But we're going to Connecticut for a baby metal concert, which I'm excited for. I got my space buns for.
She looks so cute.
I hope, and I got like Hello Kitty outfit because I figured like it kind of matches the vibe. I got these big old stepper boots I'm gonna wear. So hopefully like it all is somewhat in line. I feel like baby metal is like a very good mix of like hyper cute stuff, but then also like the metal thing.
Well, I actually think that is one of the most fun parts about metal is that there's so many different subgenres within it that like you can't look at like what you're wearing right now is obviously very cutesy, like pink and girly, but it's still metal. It'll fit right in with where we're going. This is like almost the vibe that we are going for. I, on the other hand, am dressed a little bit more traditionally metal. I've got a band shirt. I'm going to wear jeans. I'm wearing jeans now. I'm going to wear these big black and red shoes. And if it was like the winter and outside, I'd wear a leather jacket. It'd be too damn hot for that.
Yeah.
Going, I'm sure. But the point is, it's like I saw a meme a while back. It was like, which guitar is more metal? And it was like a black Gibson, and then like a pink Hello Kitty guitar. And everybody in the comments was, in some ways, the Hello Kitty guitar.
Yeah. So we're excited for that. I think it'll be fun. We got the tickets for like really cheap because there was a sale going on. So.
Well, and metal tickets in general tend to be a little cheaper. So
yeah. But so that's gonna be fun. That's like what we're doing today. Do you want to do the Am I the Asshole?
Yeah, we'll do at least one.
Because I'm getting nervous that my thing's gonna die. I don't know.
Yes, we are running out of time.
Am I the asshole for telling my wife off after getting our daughter to cut her hair off even after being told not to? Oh wow, okay. My wife is currently battling cancer, and one of the things she's told me she's struggling with the most was losing her hair. She's been given a near 100% chance of survival since we caught it early, but the chemotherapy has destroyed her hair anyway, and she had to shave what was left of it off a few weeks ago. Not long after that, she suggested we attempt to get our 17-year-old daughter Anna to do so as well. Anna has very long hair that she puts a lot of care into, so I felt it was appropriate to ask her in private if she wanted to, would be willing to do such a thing. She told me that she didn't want to cut her hair, and I figured that was the end of it. However, yesterday they came home from a girls' shopping trip, something they do every so often, and Anna had a buzzed haircut. That struck me as odd after what she'd said, so after dinner I talked to her and she told me that my wife had said she would never forgive Anna if she didn't show her support by buzzing her head. I asked if she was happy about it and she said that she wasn't. When I went to bed, I brought it up with my wife and she said it was Anna's choice to or not. I just told her how I'd see the situation. I told her off, saying she needed to respect Anna's personal choices and that a 17-year-old girl being against shaving her head wasn't exactly out of the ordinary. However, my wife simply said it was to show support for her. I've been sleeping on the couch since. I love my wife and I understand that she's going through something traumatic. However, her attitude comes off as very manipulative to me, and that's not behavior I feel I can personally accept. I'm not sure if I can move past this to continue the relationship. Am I the asshole? Wow.
That's a firm no for me, dog.
No, that's definitely a no, but it's just like... I actually do think that is a very manipulative thing that some parents do, is they're like, well, it was their choice, but I'm like, You're
a parent. Parents in general often take the choice away from you.
But they'll say that you still have the choice, but it's like, okay, if I didn't do this, you were gonna be either, like, really mad at me and go off at me, or you were gonna, like... whine about it later,
and for the next 3 days,
or you say like I'll never forgive you, or I'm so disappointed in you. It's like, okay, as soon as you start doing that stuff, that's really manipulative, and that's not giving them the choice. And to me, when it's something like that where she wants the daughter to show support, like, wouldn't you rather her just do it like, as soon as you have to ask someone to do it, it's not like a thing, you know? It's more sweet when a family member does it because they think about it. It's like, oh, I see this is affecting you, I'm gonna do it too to show you I'm like in solidarity with you. As soon as you have to ask someone else to do that, it's like not the same thing.
And also, you're obviously embarrassed about the fact that you had to shave your head, which I completely understand, especially for women. Your hair is very important to you. I wouldn't want to be bald. I know you certainly wouldn't want to wake up tomorrow and all your hair was gone. But so, point is, I understand it's traumatic. It's cancer. That sucks. It's scary. Yeah. And it's embarrassing to lose your hair like that. But you know what is not going to make you less embarrassed? Forcing your daughter to also now be embarrassed because she also now has no hair.
Yeah, I just don't know, like, how does that make you happy that, like, she's... Because, like I said, like, it's all about the person wanting to do it. If they don't want to do it, then it's not the same message. It's not, like, a... Like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to force someone to shave their hair for me. Like, even if, you know, obviously that is traumatic and it can be very hard on your self-esteem, especially because there's a lot of other changes that your body can go through when you're on chemo. It's like, I can see why she would be upset about that, but it's just really not the same thing, because now your daughter, rather than, like, doing it because she wanted to and she would probably be fine with it, like, someone who wants to is probably just, like, doesn't matter and they'll still be confident and stuff. She was basically forced into this, so she's probably going to feel really self-conscious now and she's going to be sad.
Not to mention 17 is a very volatile age.
Yeah,
for,
she's
like,
in high school.
Public appearance.
Yeah. It's going to be a whole thing. It's like, I don't know. That's just, like, really awful. And it is, like, really manipulative to say, like, oh, well, one, to say I would never forgive you if you don't do this, which is stupid and manipulative and gross. And then two, to then be like, well, it was her choice.
And then the icing on the cake is now he's sleeping on the couch, which first of all, I don't know if this is just me, but I would never sleep on the couch. We've never gone to bed mad at each other. Like, not so mad at each other that we typically try not to storm out of the room at each other, and like, we try not to go to bed mad. Like, we'd stay up till 2 a.m. talking about it instead of going to sleep mad at each other. Yep. And even if we are still not perfectly happy with each other, like, I'm not gonna not sleep in my own bed because we had an argument. Like, just because you forced our daughter to shave her hair, I need to sleep on the couch now.
I think it didn't sound like she made him. It sounded like he was
might be choosing to.
But he's really upset with her.
I would not make that choice.
Yeah, I guess. But, I mean, well, a little bit. It's like, what, are you going to force the cancer wife to sleep on the couch?
No, we'll both just sleep in the bed like adults. It's our bed. Okay. We both own the bed. We both have a right to sleep in the bed. There's space for both of us in the bed. Just because we don't have to be, like, we don't have to be all like this. And we can sleep like this. We're adults. We don't have to behave like 5-year-olds who can't be in the room with each other.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, that's definitely I'm not the asshole.
Yeah, no, that guy is in an unfortunate situation. I hope his wife recovers from cancer. I hope his daughter's hair grows back. And I hope he gets vindication. Am I the asshole for telling my parents and brother that if they wanted his ex removed from my wedding pictures, they would have to pay for it? Spicy. My brother goes through women like I go through socks. I gave him a +1 for my wedding 2 years ago. He brought his girlfriend at the time. While we were doing the family pictures, he wanted his girlfriend in them. I said we could do some with and some without. He got mad that I allowed my sister to have her fiance in all the pictures, and my other brother was allowed to have his boyfriend of 5 years, but that I had the audacity to exclude his girlfriend of the week. My parents said that they didn't want any fighting and to just include her. They were paying for everything, so I said fine. She isn't in all of our pictures, just the ones with our family and both families. Now my brother is engaged and we had the family over last weekend. His fiancée saw our wedding picture on the wall and got into a fight with my brother. He never told her that he had been in a serious relationship with her nemesis.
What? It's so dramatic.
He tried explaining that they only dated a very short while. She called bullshit because she was included in the family photos. She asked to see our wedding album. Sure enough, the girl was in multiple pictures with the family and the in-laws. My brother finally calmed her down, but she asked me to take down the picture or have the girl removed from the picture. I said that it was expensive, so he would have to pay for it. He tried complaining to our parents. They said that I was being childish. I reminded them that they were the ones who insisted I give in to him and include her in the photos. I said that they were welcome to pay for the editing. They said I was a jerk and that they already paid for the pictures once. Wow.
Well, obviously not the asshole.
No, the rest of your family is dramatic. Your boyfriend is, or excuse me, your brother, is a child for not understanding that his girlfriend can't be in all the family photos.
There's like a pretty big difference of, one, we're literally engaged, and two, wait, how long was
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. So, like, obviously that's, like, a longer commitment than, I don't even know how long he was with
It wasn't specified, but it couldn't have been very long.
Yeah, because she says he goes through them a lot, so it probably was, it could have been, like, weeks, it could have been months, I don't know, but it couldn't, like, it sounds like it wasn't that long term of a relationship. So, like, you just gotta be stupid to think, and also, I just don't.
And then his now fiance blowing a gasket that there was another woman in some family photos. God forbid.
Yeah, I mean, I get why you would be, like, kind of off-put by that, because but, like, that's all the brother and the parents' fault that she was in all those photos to begin with, because this is the thing, it's like, I know, like, okay, the parents are paying for it or whatever. At the end of the day, it's the groom and the
bride and groom.
The bride and sorry, I was like, I was caught between wife and bride, and I was like saying like
the wide,
and I was like, no, that's not right. Yes. The bride and groom's day. So like, I honestly think you have to just go with whatever they want. I don't care who's paying for the photos; it's their wedding. Like, you should let them choose who's in the pictures.
Yeah, and
you can get like maybe 1 or 2 that you pick, but you can't say that she gets to be in all of those family pictures.
Also, can you imagine being so entitled that you tell your brother-in-law that you want him to edit his wedding photos because you don't like somebody that's in them? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's not the asshole. His family is wacky. That new woman is crazy, and his brother is a child.
Wait, it was a guy this whole time? Why did I think it was a girl?
I don't know. I don't actually think it's specified. I sort of assumed. I guess I shouldn't have, especially because they did say that this person's parents paid for the wedding, and in a traditional sense, it's like the bride's family that tends to do that.
Yeah.
So I guess it probably is a woman posting this. So my bad.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I was just in my head. I was thinking it was a woman, so then when I heard you saying a he, I was like,
The poster is not an asshole.
Yeah. So, whichever one, bride or groom, not the asshole.
Yeah, not your fault, pal.
So yeah.
Yeah. I think that we gotta wrap up on that one.
Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next week.
Send us your breakfast.
We are still looking to do the frozen food breakfast tier list sometime. It's just gonna be a little bit.
Yeah, it's been too hectic.
And too expensive lately, so.
But we'll be okay. We'll get around to it.
Yeah.
Maybe, if not this month, next, I don't know. But soon, hopefully.
Yep. So, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Bye.